guys like
Coming up.
Have you ever had a dog on its period?
former Formula One racer?
I thought it was a little disappointing his explosions in this.
Fucking Louis C.K. I mean, I can't even like that guy anymore, you know?
Wow, that guy's related to fucking Danny McBride? So how was the dentist? How was going to the dentist?
It's my favorite thing in the world, bro.
The whole time he's in your mouth, you're just like...
Pretty much.
Completely different subject. Have you ever had a dog on its period?
Yeah.
Arya, just overnight, started her period, so we had to cut a little hole in the diaper for her tail to come out. She's been dripping blood all over the house.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And then what's funny is there's actually a couple days ago I was out back, I was throwing the ball for Arya. Joe was hanging out, and he came over and he grabs like my leg and does like this hug thing. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Joe is like hugging me or whatever. And I text Taylor about it. And then like a minute or two later, he goes over and starts trying to fuck Arya. And he's trying to hump the shit out of her. He's a horny little dog.
I had a hard on this morning.
And I was like, what the hell? We got him to stop. We're like, whatever. But and we didn't know about our period thing. So then a couple days later, her period starts. And then we were at Nima's house and Noah got a little horny.
Yep.
So Arya is stirring up some trouble with these boys over here, making them all horny.
It's crazy.
It is weird how just like imagine if you were walking down the street and you sniffed a girl on her period and you're just like, oh my god.
I had a hard on this morning.
Like isn't that a little weird?
It's very weird.
Like it gotta be so strange. You're just smelling this girl's period blood and you're like, oh fuck, now banger.
It's extremely weird, but they're dogs, so apparently that's how it rolls.
I bet there is people out there that do like probably smell period blood and they do get a little blood flow into their cock. I'm not one of them, but you know, I'm sure there's people out there. But
doubt it.
Should we start talking about ambulance?
I mean, if you want to smell it, you just put some pennies in a glass and put some water in there.
Oh, should we do a smell-thon? All of us smell some fake period blood together.
It just smells like wet pennies. That's not an exaggeration.
You like your panties? Fuck
you. But so what did you think about Ambulance? Because I thought it was one of the most insane movies I've ever seen.
It was good. I liked it a lot. I mean, obviously, didn't know exactly how it would end. I knew they weren't getting away, but I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, but I thought it was really. I thought it was definitely a Michael Bay film because it was just fucking nuts. But I thought overall it was pretty interesting, and then I got some trivia for it, and I wanted to read you a couple things I got from the trivia.
Okay.
One, I thought this was really interesting. Apparently, removing the bullet at all costs is a Hollywood myth, this says, and it actually doesn't help the gunshot wound injury. It potentially makes it worse, and they bleed out more if you don't properly take the bullet out, too.
Wow.
So apparently so if you get shot, they don't need to dig the bullet out right away. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Speaking of that, I mean, I feel like if I was that cop and that ambulance tech had her hand in my stomach, like I probably would have been like, you're going to have to marry me. I mean, you were like fucking elbow deep in my stomach.
That is not where I thought you were going with that. But I love that. That'd be such a good little Hollywood like love story. It opens up the dude in the ambulance, the girl's digging in his belly, he wakes up, they fall in love.
Yeah.
I fucking like that.
She said she had a boyfriend, but she didn't.
That's true. Like it was some of them the worst, and she actually says that the worst days of their life is just another day for us, and then she had the worst day of her life that day, so maybe she should have cared about that little girl.
Maybe.
Although, speaking of that little girl, though, that was a fucking gnarly intro to the movie. A car accident, she's impaled through her stomach, and then they're sawing it outside, and that makes her, that was like, this is gonna be fucking nuts.
It was pretty brutal. It's funny because it threw me for a loop when she went to visit her in the hospital. I'm like, who the fuck is this little girl? I'm like, who is this? I'm like, we haven't.
Me too. I was like, who the? Oh, it's the girl from the beginning.
Yeah, because I was like, who is this? I'm like, who is she? I'm like, we haven't seen this girl. And then I'm like sitting, I'm like thinking, I'm like, man, I'm like, okay, I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's the
See, they should have kept the pole in her chest, and then maybe me and you would have known that it was her.
God, I'm just like, who the hell is this?
Have you seen Heat?
Yeah.
Did you recognize the bank? The bank they robbed in this is the same bank they robbed in Heat.
So I wonder if it really is like a legitimate bank, Los Angeles.
It probably is just a legit bank that looks real nice, and they wanted to use it.
The one thing I didn't like about like when they were robbing the bank, the drone camera shots.
Oh my god, the drone shots in this movie were insane. They were so useless and weird.
Like I didn't like it was like every time they would go, like they would cut out to everybody shooting out in the street and all that, and then like, when they would go back in the building,
it does the fucking spins and shit.
They would like start at the top and then go down the side of the building, and I'm like,
I
don't know, it just stood out to me, and I'm just like, I don't like this. Like I don't feel the need for this. Like I get it, whatever, it's something different. I mean, I don't know, but I just thought it was a little too much.
No, it was a lot. Even especially like there was someone's walking to open a door, and there's a drone shot down a hallway flying at them as they open the door, and then like some of it was like, okay, it was fun because it made me laugh, and it was such a I think some people would have like a heart attack seeing this in the theater.
When I'm flying the drone, I'm acting like Superman in a way, where I'm trying to get these really unique angles and shots. I fly what's called an FPV drone, and FPV stands for first person view. So we wear a set of goggles on our face, and when I'm flying the drone, I'm actually flying with a VR headset, and I'm able to see exactly what the drone sees in real time.
So to make the film feel more authentic, which I felt this during it, apparently the cast was allowed to improvise some of their lines, and production hired real trauma surgeons, firefighters, SWAT teams, snipers, undercover SIS members, and 52 LAPD officers for this movie.
Wow.
So apparently all those people like at the end were probably like all real. Like those couple times they were sniping at him and shit, but that's pretty cool. I like when they do real people like that. But I felt like the banter, like when they were arguing and everyone's like, she's like, give me the fucking thing. He's like, I don't know where it fucking is. And they're arguing in like the ambulance and shit. I felt like a lot of those were improvised. It really felt that way to me.
Yeah. I mean, I totally can see that. Mm-hmm. Did you see the white like cop in the beginning? He was sitting in the car, looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, that guy. He was in it a bit.
Do you know who that is?
He looked really familiar, but I did not look him up.
That is Danny McBride's cousin, Jamie McBride.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, that guy's related to fucking Danny McBride.
Yeah, that's his cousin. Well,
wow, that's pretty cool.
At the first couple times they showed him, I'm like, is that Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I thought the same thing. I was like, what the fuck? He's in this?
So I went on IMDb and I'm like looking and I'm like, oh, that's Jamie McBride. And so I clicked on him and it just happened to say like cousin of famous or Hollywood actor Danny McBride.
Wow, that's
really
interesting.
I'm like, I'll have to see if Jerome knew that.
I did not. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I bet Nick didn't know that either. I bet you would have surprised the shit out of him too.
I probably would have.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know too. Did you know this is a remake of a Danish movie?
I didn't know that. No.
I saw that in the trivia, and I was really surprised by that. That like someone made this before.
I mean, it's not shocking. There's not very much original stuff
I know.
Out there anymore.
Literally, like the only plot is the first 2 minutes when he's like, "Hey, my wife needs a surgery," and they hang up on him. And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna rob a bank."
Yeah,
that's really it.
Well, the fuck. I mean, I know he wasn't going there to expecting to rob the bank.
Yeah, he went there. He's like, "Hey, can I borrow some money?" And he's like, "I don't know. You want to rob a bank with me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so like, oh fuck. I mean, I guess
which is pretty shitty. I mean, like, because he did seem like a good dude.
Yeah,
he was just trying to help his wife and kid and everything, So yeah, the one thing with the Michael Bay, like, I was kind of disappointed with the big explosion of all the cop cars.
Yeah, it wasn't. Same here. I thought it was a little disappointing his explosions in this.
It didn't seem like because I'm going, oh, this is gonna be crazy. It's Michael Bay. Mm-hmm. Like when they put the the dynamite on the ambulance.
Yeah, they got like the two suicide cars coming at him.
And then there's like 20 cop cars there. I'm going, this is going to be a big boom.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it was a big boom, but it wasn't like, I was expecting like some over the top crazy, but I was just like, well, I mean, it didn't seem like much to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just tripping? I don't know.
And like, if this was made like 10 years ago, there'd be like a parody of this movie where that scene happens, but the dog is still in the car, and you see like the dog's head go flying or something all goofy.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that.
Wasn't that dog though really fucking weird? That there was just a dog.
I thought it was a cool ass dog.
It was a cool looking, but it's just so random. Like, who added that to a movie?
And I think it was just adding another layer to that
I guess,
guy.
yeah.
I mean, I guess. But I mean, we're under the assumption he died, right?
Yeah, I thought it seemed like it. It was very like, oh, he's dead. Okay,
Yeah.
just all right,
And
cool. He's gone.
who's the gay FBI guy? I feel like I've seen him in other stuff.
Gay FBI.
Is he in anything
guy.
else? Yeah, he's like the one there. He's at the therapist with his boyfriend, and then like he gets called in to help.
Oh, I don't know. Let me
Like
see.
he looks super familiar. I meant to look him up, but he looked like super familiar. But like I feel like he's in like Shaun of the Dead or something like that or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Here, let me see. I'm on the IMDb right now. Do you remember his name in the movie, perhaps?
I don't.
Would it be maybe FBI agent Anson Clark?
Yeah, it was Anson. Yeah.
He's in Wedding Crashers.
Oh, is he
you. Where is that?
He's probably the gay painter.
Right here.
Did I
That's
find you?
Yeah, he's probably the gay painter who's like obsessed with Vince Vaughn.
Is that guy's name Todd? Todd Cleary?
Yeah, it is.
All right,
It is.
that's who he is. He goes from gay painter to gay FBI agent.
What else is he in?
I don't know.
Is that it?
I clicked off of it after Wedding Crashers because I just assumed
he's an American Sniper. You know, he was in Fargo.
Oh, wow.
He was Ben Schmidt in Fargo.
Ben Schmidt.
But it's the new one. It looks like it's the new one.
Oh, like the TV
2015.
series?
Yeah, with Chris Rock, that one.
Oh.
So I'm sure Nick knows who he is.
Yeah, I haven't seen that season.
Ray Donovan. I don't know. I never saw it. Killer Instincts. Californication.
Wow.
Californication.
I gotta look at this fucking dude again. He's in like everything I've seen.
The United States of Tara.
It's funny because like he has a really like familiar looking face, but I can't picture him in any of this shit. He's in Legion also. I've seen Legion.
He's in He's in some CIS, The Closer. Yeah, Lost. It says he was part of Lost.
Wow, this fucker's in every TV show alive.
Yeah. So yeah,
All around.
I don't. Like I said, you just seem familiar to me, and I didn't know where.
That's
he came
funny.
from,
I didn't even
so.
give that guy a second thought, but apparently he's in like 700 fucking things that I've seen.
He's a very well established actor.
Did you happen to, and I'm sure you didn't, but did you happen to watch the Taylor Swift music video with Dylan O'Brien that came out, and it was about her, you know, she remade her album, and it was a song about Jake Gyllenhaal?
No.
Well, in that music video, Dylan O'Brien is in it, and apparently he was originally cast as Will in this movie, but he dropped out due to scheduling conflicts. And then also, same year, that music video came out, so I'm pretty sure he dropped out of this movie to do a music video about Jake Gyllenhaal's relationship with Taylor Swift, and then Jake Gyllenhaal got his part in Ambulance the movie.
I don't. Have you heard the song? I mean,
Yeah, I watched the whole music video with Taylor.
Is he like was he supposedly like a bad boyfriend? What's
Yeah,
the vibe?
he's supposed to be a douche. It comes across to me like he's just very selfish, is what it seemed like. But I don't know a lot of the
rich
facts.
People.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
And I think also the big thing is
want.
too. I think he was way older than her, and so people say he groomed her, but I don't know enough about it to say if he did or didn't.
That's kind of the. I mean, the famous quote or whatever. You know, what do they say? You don't ever want to meet your heroes. Not that Jake Gyllenhaal's a hero. But I mean, I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal is all of our heroes.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I like his acting. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
So I mean, but like, it is disappointing when like you like someone and then you find out they're like a dickwad asshole in real life. You know? It's just kind of like
seems to happen a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody you're like, oh well, fuck, they're an asshole. I
know. My favorite was fucking Louis C.K. I mean, I can't even like that guy anymore. You know. No, my true favorite was Kevin Spacey. I mean, and I just had to.
And now you really can't be a fan of Kevin Spacey.
God.
I thought that this was pretty interesting. With the limited space in the ambulance, Jake Gyllenhaal actually had to hold the camera for a couple of the takes in the movie.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I didn't check, but I wonder if he got a credit in the credits.
Well, I was
for
going to
cameraman.
say, I wonder if they adjusted his pay as cameraman too.
Yeah, I mean, he got a little more money, maybe. And then I also got this for you. I thought you would ask about this. It was a $40 million budget, and it took them 38 days to film.
Wow, so almost $1 million a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad. 40 days to shoot it. I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, they're just in an ambulance.
Yeah, no, really, they're just speeding down a highway it's probably a highway they have sectioned off, and they're just driving at the same road again and again.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. I thought it was. I mean, because it was literally like his entire crew died off within the first 20 minutes of the movie.
After they robbed the bank and the shooting happens, I told this to Nick and Taylor. In my viewing of the movie, I swear to God, the heist is on. Every single person outside of the bank pulled out a gun and started shooting people. That's what it seemed like. It was the most intense like bank robbing outside shooting in any movie ever. I feel like.
Yeah,
it was just so crazy. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Bullets were flying everywhere, and then they they shoot a cop, steal an ambulance, and drive away.
The one thing that confused me is why did Jake Gyllenhaal put on that black mask?
I thought that was gonna be a mask to like stop bullets or something, and then he wore it for like 2 blocks, took it off, and then never used it again.
Yeah, because I'm like, why are we? I'm like, they know, like, what are we doing?
He robbed the bank without a mask, and then runs away with the mask on, like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? I'm like, I don't understand why we put it on.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. That was so weird.
Even his brother was like, what are we doing? Like, why are you putting this mask on? Like, what's going on?
You better watch out. You can't call them fake brothers, or Jake Gyllenhaal will get really mad and shoot you all in the circle.
I mean, that's fine. He can if he wants.
He's my real brother.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it was kind of cool how they incorporated like the, I don't know, Hispanics, Mexicans, Latinos, whatever. I don't know, the PC name, but I thought that was pretty cool how they incorporated them. Like, and then they show up with like the lowrider with the fake dude inside.
Oh,
with, like,
yeah.
Fucking
the one with the fucking, yeah, that was so cool.
Gun. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is nuts.
That was really
crazy.
Good.
I don't know what it is, but I guess they're shooting some movie in like Miami, and I guess like some of the footage is getting out. Have you seen any of that on TikTok?
Oh, no.
But I mean, it's like they're in like, I mean, they legitimately look like they're in like military vehicles, and then they're like tanks and shit rolling down the road. But I guess they're shooting a movie. But I've seen like a couple TikToks about it.
Hey, hold on, lady.
Because it's like, that would freak me out. Like,
yeah, if you're just driving down the road.
I mean, because they got the gunners hanging out the top and shit, like, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I'm sure they let everybody, I'm sure they make an announcement somewhere that if you happen to stumble across it, you could probably see, oh, we're shooting a movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys would probably know and tell me about it. But other than that, I mean, I was like, whoa, are we like, what the fuck's going on?
What do you think you would really do if you're driving down the street and ahead of you is just tanks and military dudes and they're all like have guns hanging out and they're driving towards you? What's your first thought?
I mean, I'm probably going to try to turn around.
I guess. I guess.
I mean,
probably the best answer.
Probably going to turn around and see if I can get away.
Yeah, I guess that's a good answer.
I mean, if they're in tanks,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say my last trivia I got, and I thought this was just really interesting. Apparently, Michael Bay had an original other project in mind, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Los Angeles canceled all of his plans and all that. He was talking to his agent. He's like, God damn it, I'm so sick of being locked up. And then they just got up and made this movie.
Wow.
Because he was just so bored they made this movie.
I mean, nobody else was bored of being locked up. It was just Michael Bay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. And then he got to make a movie, make tons of money. He had a blast.
Did you happen to see how much it made, or it's still grossing, right?
I should be able to find it for the most part. I think for theaters it's pretty much done.
Okay.
According to this, worldwide it made $51,309,115.
So when they say they had a budget of $40 million, that means like for everything that paid the actors, like everything.
I think that includes everything except I don't think it includes marketing. And marketing is usually like the same thing as the budget, if not double. So
no fucking shit.
Like if they spend that much, if they have $40 million on the movie, they probably spend like another
40 million?
another 40, maybe 20 million on marketing usually.
Ooh, why is marketing that so?
And
Why is
they
marketing
always
that
say
much?
that, and I never understand. Just fucking have little people make some clips, put them on Twitter, put them on YouTube or something.
That's insane. 40 million.
Like
on
I don't let me Google because I don't know if it's that, but I know they spend all millions on.
I mean, millions I can understand. Not 40 million. That seems nutbag.
So 100 million to 50 million. It says it's normally the marketing budget. So I was.
That makes no sense.
And it is crazy. I feel like it's probably because like you gotta buy theater spots, you gotta buy
I
TV
guess.
spots, you gotta buy Super Bowl spots, shit like that.
That's
but for
crazy.
most movies, you don't need those. Like I'd say probably 80% of movies don't need that.
Because I mean, I wonder how much it costs to. I mean, so like movie theaters charge to air someone's trailer.
I don't know that, but I would assume, or at least like
Because I mean, like
at
what
some
else is-
point they gotta pay someone to do like edit the trailer so then they can get it there or something, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense. But I mean, like a movie theater is pretty much only purposes to go and watch movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, if people were just like, we're not gonna fucking pay you to pay our trailers, are they just gonna be like, fine, we're just gonna shut down?
I don't see that, and they it probably works a little different than that because that they can just be like, yeah, we're not gonna give you that stupid. But I mean, yeah, I don't get that because they also like you have to pay for Super Bowl spots, you got to pay at least for TV spots and shit too.
Yeah,
And you could probably
I
be
guess.
like, I don't need those, but I don't know. But it's so unnecessary.
I need to go get a marketing degree. I think I should. I think I should get into marketing.
I think it's a really good call.
Oh fuck! Now I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, I thought. I mean, obviously they were in the ambulance. The name of the movie. I thought they were making some pretty crazy turns and shit in an ambulance.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, and I know they said
I mean, I know
the
it's
guy
Hollywood and all,
the
but-
one dude was supposed to be like a really good driver, so that was like
well,
their thing.
Did I hear that right? That they said he was a former Formula One racer.
That's what I heard as well, and I was like, "What? Okay, huh?" Because they just said it once, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's why he can drive good."
Because I mean, it mentions that nothing about that in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
No, yeah, that's what I heard too, and apparently he did
I
that.
don't see. I mean, was it supposed to be sarcasm? Because I did not get that. It's
Well, and
like, what?
also, wait, hold on, let's look up how much do you think F1 drivers make? Because
I mean, I'm sure they make good money.
you'd think he'd be able
But-
to pay his wife's hospital bills if he was a former F1 driver, unless he made some pretty bad decisions. Which I mean, I guess he's robbing banks. So.
Well, he went into the military as well. I mean, he was in the military.
Yeah. How much do F1 drivers make? Lewis Hamilton, who is the number one F1 driver, makes $40 million a year.
Yeah,
So,
and that's probably just from racing without endorsements.
yeah, probably. So this guy, you'd think he can fucking pay some hospital bills and not need to rob banks.
But yeah, I meant to actually lead with that because I was like,
That's a really, really good
I
question.
heard them say he's a former Formula One race car driver. I'm going. So I mean, I'm guessing that it was supposed to be like sarcasm. I guess
I don't know.
because that lady was pretty smart, pretty big smart ass.
Let's look it up.
Because the SIS director's like eating Cheetos. She's like, if you touch my fucking equipment with your fucking fingers. I'm like, calm down there, Cheeto.
Apparently, they might have been calling him Lewis Hamilton, which is the guy I just brought up, who's the number one. They might have been calling him that guy. Is the let's see.
So I'm assuming it's supposed to be like sarcasm.
So maybe
Alright, well, that makes
he
sense.
I don't know. They mentioned it so briefly and never brought it up again. I was confused about that as well. I thought he was a race car driver too or something.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Because also Jake Gyllenhaal was like, we're gonna go to our old spot where you would drive us in, and we'd like
Yeah.
they ditch the cops there. So like they had a driving spot too. So it just also made sense that he
Yeah,
was
but
a
I think
driver.
that's. I'm pretty sure he was the driver when they would rob banks and
Yeah.
do shit back in the day.
Oh, and then also I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
I was talking to Taylor about this movie in the car yesterday,
Yeah,
and I called him Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
you're an idiot.
And I didn't
When are
even
we gonna
catch it.
learn? When
I
are
was
we gonna
talking
learn?
forever. Taylor stops and is like laughing at me, and she's like, "Hold on, who's in the movie?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Jake Gyllenhaal."
It's unbelievable. It almost seems like it's purposeful at this point.
I don't understand. It's just it's their names. I don't know how that happens, but their names just get swapped in my
Jake
mouth.
Gyllenhaal, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I don't. And they're not even
Well,
that
the funny
close.
thing is like, yeah, well, and Jake Gyllenhaal is a way bigger actor, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, 'cause, like I'd say back in the day they were both pretty popular around the same time, but now I'd say Jake Gyllenhaal's way bigger.
And like, because I don't know, I don't watch a lot of movies, but I mean, I don't watch nearly as many as you and Nick, and, others.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like Joseph Gordon-Levitt isn't in any big blockbusters.
Yeah,
like,
not
to say
lately.
that this was a blockbuster, but I mean,
hey, it was busted. It was busting my block.
It was. Did you know that EMT driver was in the Godzilla versus Kong?
I did know. Is she also in Baby Driver? If that's the girl from Baby,
And she's in Baby Driver.
Okay, and I did know that.
And Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, I did not remember her in Hobbs and Shaw, but that movie is pretty forgettable.
I never saw that.
We saw that while I was watching Your House in a really hot theater.
Oh yeah, see, yeah. Speaking of that, would you be able to watch Our House in August?
Oh yeah, sure.
Abby asked me the other day. I'm like, I'll ask him on Monday. I'm like, I would assume it'd be okay, but
I'm like,
I'll
nah,
ask
fuck you
him on
guys.
Monday.
You know what?
Fuck you.
Well, now we have a house with a backyard, so
Oh.
yeah. So it should be a lot nicer for you, you know. Yeah, and there won't be any kids banging on the door.
Oh yeah, I won't get harassed this time.
Yeah,
at 2 in the
Jesus
morning
Jesus.
with an icy flying through the door.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about that. You won't have to worry about that.
Oh, we should probably pick a next movie. Did you have anything in mind?
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Abby has been bugging me to watch this movie.
Oh, okay.
And I said I'll bring it up to Jerome. Maybe you've seen it. Have you seen? It's called Villains.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's on Hulu. I don't know much about it, other than she says it's really good, and she thinks that it would make for a good podcast.
Okay, well, I'll go in completely blind, and I would totally do that for.
Okay.
Excellent. That sounds interesting.
Okay.
And if it's wrong, we can just be like, hey, you know what, Abby?
Fuck you.
You made us watch a bad movie.
I'm pretty sure. Let me look at it. She showed me the trailer.
Oh, okay.
And let me just look it up to make sure it's on there. Just so that okay, yeah, it is. It's on Hulu. It's from 2019. It just says, you want me to give you like the little brief synopsis?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so it says, after a pair of amateur criminals break into a suburban home, they stumble upon a dark secret that two sadistic homeowners will do anything to keep from getting out.
Oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and it stars Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, he's great.
That's why she watched it. Maika Monroe, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
She was in Independence Day, the 2016 version. And then Jeffrey Donovan. I don't know any of these
I thought
names.
you were gonna say Jeffrey Dahmer, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Jeffrey Donovan was in Sicario 2, Hitch. Yeah, that's about all I recognize quickly going through. But yeah, I don't know. She said she liked it, and she thought that it would make a good podcast movie.
All right,
So,
well, I'm down to watch
I go,
it.
I'll mention it to Jerome. I go, I'm sure he'll probably be okay with it. I go, and we'll cross that bridge. when we
And
get
if he's not, then fuck him. I'll watch it by myself. I'll do my own podcast on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I saw the trailer and I was just like, I mean, it seems interesting. I'm like, yeah, it's
What if we watch it and we agree with the villains?
I mean, that's fine.
All right.
All I know is, I mean, do you plan on watching the trailer, or are you gonna go?
No, I'll just
blind?
watch the movie. But you could tell me something from it. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say the only thing I saw in the trailer is like they show like a little girl like locked up in the basement.
Oh.
And then like the people go down there and they basically are like you need to, like, it's a little child. Like she's like 10 years old. And then it looks like the little girl bites the guy. But I don't know. So and then it shows them like they're like shackled on a bed, like laying on a bed like in chains and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Seems like a pretty wild movie. Some guy walks downstairs.
Do you guys like
Yeah.
orange juice?
That's right. Do you like orange juice?
You ready to wrap up this pod, or do you got any little stories to tell?
I don't have any stories.
I don't either.
Are the dogs okay?
Oh yeah, Noah. His ear was a little chewed on, unfortunately, and he had a little scrape on his eye. But other than that, he's good. He was so cuddly. Like the 3 days I was there with him.
Oh, I'm sure.
He was like the first day he had like no neck. He was like walking around like this, and it was so awkward. Like I just felt so bad for him. Meanwhile,
it was Melissa's dog or what?
Yeah, she was at Melissa's house, so she just brought Noah with her. And apparently she was outside. The dogs were cool, and then just started. Their dog just attacked the shit out of Noah, and he wasn't even attacking back. And like she couldn't get them separated. She had to grab the water dish apparently and whack the dog with it to get him off because the dog was just latched onto Noah. And when she got bit a bunch on her hands, I guess. So then she texted Nick and she was like, can Jerome come over here and watch Noah, please? I'm freaking out. I got there, her hands were like shaking.
Wow, that's sad.
Sad. But everything's good now. He's all good. He's all happy, and we got to hang out for a few days. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, we're still filming, but just want to get your reaction live on camera.
Oh shit!
We're gonna do villains for our next movie.
You should just see what she says. Say, Jerome says you have to be on the podcast though. Just see what she says.
Jerome said that you have to be on the podcast since you suggested the movie. She said, "Oh fuck."
That's funny. She's like, I won't suggest movies anymore.
She said, "Can she call in?"
Call in? Oh yeah, that's fine. She can call in. That's fine.
Do a little call in seg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, cool. If Pinnell can be on. I can put Pinnell on right now.
No, she's not allowed on. No way.
Pinnell?
Mm-mm.
Uppy. Come here, little shit.
Oh.
There's the Pinnell.
Oh. Don't I have a little right here?
Oh.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you're excited to watch Villains with us and what you thought about Ambulance. And see you guys next week.
Peace.
Chicken, did China the Chinese chicken?